Hello, my name is Charlie and this is my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a January wrap-up and February TBR. I read 11 books this month, which is impressive for me. Some of them were shorter, but still, I read a lot. This shelf is a mess right now because a lot of the books that I read this month were from that shelf. So here we go. I have Goodreads on my phone, and yeah. So the first 3 books I read this month were the 3rd, 4th, and 5th books in the Queen's Thief series by Megan Whalen Turner. The 3rd, The King of Atolia, follows Eugenides as he becomes accustomed to being the Queen of Atolia and the problems that arise with people disagreeing about whether or not he should be king. It also follows Costas, which is one of the guards, and kind of how he thinks of Eugenides and him trying to make sure Eugenides doesn't accidentally die, because if you've read any of these books, you know Eugenides gets himself into trouble a lot. I gave that one 5 stars. Is really good. Yeah. The next, of course, is the 4th one, A Conspiracy of Kings, which follows Sophos doing some more kingly things. This is wild. It takes you all over, but not as much as the next one does. I gave this one 4 stars. I really loved Sophos's character development. There's a scene towards the end, if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about, but that was just like really, really, really cool. It was good. It was good. I really liked the cover. Like the purple on it, and yeah, it actually alternated between 3rd and 1st person. Like most of it was in 1st person, so it was 1st person, a little bit of 3rd person, and some more 1st person, and I thought I was gonna be like jarred by that, but I actually wasn't. It was really cool. Then of course I read the 5th one, which this one has metallic stuff on the cover, which is fun. This was my favorite in this series so far, Thick as Thieves. I gave it 5 stars. And it follows Komet as he and a guard trek across several countries because Komet's in trouble. So it was good. It was good. I really hope Komet's in the last book, which comes out in March. I'm very excited for The Return of the Thief. Then I read a book which I don't actually have with me because my friend lent it to me and I already gave her the book back, but I read 3 Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake. This is about some twins. They're triplets, actually. They're triplets, and they have to kill each other, and whoever wins becomes queen, and they each have different powers. It's pretty good. I gave it 4 stars, which I already said. And I'm gonna continue the series. The next few books I don't have on hand either, because they were library books. I've been using the library a lot more recently, which is good because books are expensive and the library is really convenient. It was time, so I read Timekeeper by Tara Sim, which is about a boy named Danny. He's a clock mechanic, which basically means that he uses magic to fix these clock towers, and if things go awry with the clock towers, time starts acting up, or like not working correctly. His dad is trapped in a town that is stopped, which means that time has come to a halt in that town. So part of it's him trying to get his dad out of that town, and then the other plot line has to do with him falling for someone that he shouldn't. That was really, really good, and I continued this series later in the month. I also read some Magic Treehouse in Spanish. It was El Verano de la Serpiente Mariana. Sorry for my terrible Spanish. It's not my first language, and I'm practicing reading it. I need to practice speaking it too, so maybe I'll try reading some of the books aloud. But I gave that 4 stars, and I can't remember if I said it or not, but I gave Timekeeper 4 stars. El Verano de la Serpiente Mariana, it's basically Jack and Annie looking for a sword. They're looking for a magic sword, which may or may not be Excalibur. I can't remember. The next book I read was Chainbreaker, which is the 2nd book in the Timekeeper trilogy. They go to India and things go down. I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. That's not like a great summary, but like it's what happens. They go to India and it's not the best of trips. Then I reread, because I read Vicious, last summer, was it? Yeah. So the summer of 2018, I read Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and I reread it this month. It still stands with me at a 5 stars. It's one of my favorite books, tied with the 5th Harry Potter, which is this here. It was great. Basically, it follows Victor. He's trying to get revenge on this guy named Eli, who he used to be friends with in college, but then they did some, like, wacky science stuff, and, things happened that were not good. There's these people called extraordinaries, and they have superpowers, and it's good. I have like a whole on review on it, so watch that if you're interested on my full feelings of it. I feel like maybe I should have waited to reread it before I did that review, because that review was only like a month or 2 ago before I reread it, but oh well, I remembered it pretty well. The next book I read, I only gave 3 stars, which was my lowest rating of the month, and it was 6 Months Later by Natalie D. Richards. And I've actually meant to read this book for 3 years, so I'm glad I finally got around to it. It's kind of interesting reading this after reading Vicious, because they're just very different books. I have mixed feelings on this. I'm tempted to do like a full review to talk about those mixed feelings, but I'm not really used to this genre. It might be thriller. It might not be. I'm not sure. I wouldn't quite say mystery, but kind of. Yeah. So it might classify as a thriller, but it was alright. But it wasn't great. There were certain aspects I like, and certain ones that I was like, ooh, not down with that. The next 2 things I actually just finished today. So the first of that being Firestarter, which is the 3rd and final book in the Timekeeper trilogy. I have a lot of emotions about that. I only gave it 4 stars, which is, pretty good still. Like, 4 stars is really good. But that was wild. The best way I could describe it is repeatedly being punched in the face by Tarasim and like the crazy things that go down in that book. So it was really good. I recommend the Timekeeper trilogy. A lot of people died in the last book, and I'm like, yikes. And then finally I read The Importance of Being Earnest. This is obviously way too thick to be The Importance of Being Earnest. This is a collection of 4 of Oscar Wilde's plays. I'm marking each of the ones in here that I read as like a full separate thing, but it was good. Yeah, read The Importance of Being Earnest. It's fun. It's basically about, God, how do I even explain this? These 2 guys, and they have different identities, like in town and in the country, and chaos ensues because they have the 2 different identities in the different places. Yeah, it's good. Read it if you want. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is my February TBR. Okay, I was just checking my currently reading to make sure that I addressed everything that I really wanted to get to in February. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to finish, or I haven't started these yet, but sorry, my battery thing popped up. Pirates Después del Mediodía and Barcos Vikingos al Amanecer, yet again. Sorry, I have really bad Spanish. So I'm going to read those. I also am going to finish Night. I only have 1 chapter left. If you don't know what Night is, it's by Elie Wiesel and Elie. I'm sorry, I'm butchering his name. and it's about, it's what he experienced during the Holocaust. It's a memoir, and it's really sad. But it's well written. The next thing, I probably won't finish it this month. It'd be cool if I did. But I want to continue reading In Pursuit of the Unknown, 17 Equations That Changed the World by Ian Stewart. Oh, also the Magic Tree Houses are by Mary Pope Osborne, though you may or may not know that. I'm going to continue reading this one, like I said, by Ian Stewart, and it's about the history and applications of several really important mathematical formulas, and it's really good so far. Also, in it, I'm using this bookmark that I actually made, so I'm proud of it. Then I'm going to continue the, what's this called? Basically, it's the second book. It comes after Three Dark Crowns, and it's One Dark Throne, and I'm about 50 pages through so far, and I want to continue it. And then finally, I really want to read Black Rabbit Hall. It's relatively short. It's like not quite 400 pages. And it's a mystery. It sounds really good. My sister read it and liked it, and so I'm excited to read it. Well, that is what I read this month and what I intend to read next month, hopefully. I hope you have a lovely day or night or morning, what have you. Don't know what time it is when you're watching this, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.